Hi there. Whether you're a CFO or financial leader, you're not going to want to miss this episode because today I'm going to be talking about some trends and key areas of focus for CFOs and financial leaders both here and now and into the future. I'm going to share some things with you that are going to help you along your journey to becoming a strategic financial leader and accelerating your career and unlocking that value within your organization. My name is Steve Coffrin. I'm the founder of Boosting Your Financial IQ. I've been a CFO, so I've been in your position, and I'm going to share with you some things that I've learned along the way. Through my consulting company, Coltivar, we did research in the areas of FinOps. We interviewed CFOs and we gathered market data, and these are the trends that I'm about to share with you right now. Okay, number one, the first thing that CFOs and financial leaders need to be focusing on both here and into the future is transforming their role from a compliance, transactional-driven leader into one that is a strategic partner with both the CEO and the other functions of the business. This is where strategic financial leadership comes in. This is a concept that I've been writing about, I've been talking about, I've been delivering speeches about. It's this whole concept of strategic financial leadership. It's clearing out time as the CFO, as the financial leader, so you can focus more on value creating activities, which are more like forecasting, analytics, and strategy work. So if you're a CFO and you're just mired in the details and the complexity of the business, look, I get that. I work with so many CFOs and they can barely keep their head out of water. So this year, the challenge is for you is to figure out how to simplify the business, okay? How to reduce complexity so you can free up more of your time to be that strategic partner. So it's transforming the FinOps department of your business from this police department where you're going out there, you're the cop, you're managing costs, and people are just like, oh my gosh, here comes accounting. They're gonna cut our budget, they're gonna make us reduce our cost. They're the fun killers, right? It's transforming that whole ideology into one where the FinOps function of the business is this valuable partner to the other functions of the business and the business unit leaders, and they help them to gather insights from data and drive value. Okay, so that's the transformation here in number one, is becoming that strategic financial leader. Number two is that CFOs are becoming more involved with the talent strategy of their organizations. When I was CFO of this large company, one of the functions that reported into me was the people department. So I was overseeing tech and people. And that's a very important function of the business because obviously talent drives value. Talent drives customer experience. Talent creates innovative products and ultimately just drives value overall in the company. So being a part of the talent management strategy is really, really important. So as a CFO, you can help in this area by being really good at forecasting labor costs because for most companies, labor is one of the biggest expense items of the business. So really understanding from both a high level and a granular level what the labor costs are, what throughput is, how much revenue are you earning per hour, or how much gross margin are you earning per hour. Really dialing in the metrics related to labor and throughput is going to be really critical. And being a part of, hiring and helping with the overall talent management strategy of the business. The CFO is right in the middle of all the functions, and I think he or she could be a great partner to the people department or HR department of every company. So playing a bigger role in that is really critical. And once again, you have to free up your time so you're not so into the weeds of accounting and finance that you can't find the bandwidth to help out with this critical part of the business. So talent strategy, being a part of that is very critical. Number three, with talent management, there's also strategy management. And this is where that strategic financial leadership part comes in with CFOs. More and more CFOs are leading their company's strategy, or they're playing a major part in the development of the strategy and then the execution side of the strategic plan. As a CFO, you have to learn the right strategy framework that will work for your organization and then play a major role in not only creating the strategy with the other business unit leaders and the other value creators of the business, but then also taking the strategy from this concept and then executing on it. So CFOs are adopting tools, strategy management tools, to track OKRs, or what we call them at Coltivar, IARs, initiatives, actions, and results, but some type of system, some type of tech to track the initiatives of a business, the actions that the company is pursuing, and then the results that they're hoping to achieve with their strategy. There's a lot of tools out there. I think the CFO is in the perfect position to manage strategy across the board and making sure that the company is successfully executing on their strategy. Because here's the deal. Too many strategy frameworks out there are just focused on marketing or mission, vision, values. Real strategy is about driving value. Real strategy exists at the intersection of strategy and finance. And that's why the CFO is perfectly positioned to manage the strategy of the organization and to ensure that it's creating value for both the customers and for the business abroad. Number 4, the CFO or financial leader needs to be heavily involved in investing in operational improvements. The job of the CFO, especially because the CFO is at the center of all these functions, legal, marketing, HR, all these administrative functions of a company, the CFO is able to pinpoint opportunities, and they see all the happenings within the business. So as the CFO and as somebody who is responsible for the financial performance and health of the business, they should be watching out for ways to improve effectiveness and efficiency in the business. Remember, to drive value, CFOs can help with price premiums, cost and capital efficiencies, and growth. Those are the 3 drivers of value within any organization. So with cost and capital efficiency, CFOs need to be looking for ways to do things better. This means adopting the right tech. That's why as a CFO, I was involved with overseeing tech and people, because people are the ones that are using the technology, and they're the ones right in the middle of all these processes and activities of the business. So it just makes sense for the CFO to oversee these 2 functions. Now, as you're overseeing these functions, or even if you're not in charge of these functions, you should be obsessed with reducing complexity. It starts with the general ledger. If you look at your general ledger and you have way too many accounts, you need to just simplify it. So what I would recommend is, with your FinOps team, look at your general ledger, look at what you're tracking, because the more accounts you have, the more complexity you're gonna have, the more tracking, the more processes, the more systems. And I think you should reduce the GL so you're just tracking the most material accounts that make the most sense. When I was the CFO of the company, we were tracking, before my time, we were tracking the smallest immaterial accounts. And I just consolidated, I lumped things together, I changed the face of the financials and made the reports much simpler. I streamlined it. It increased our efficiency with budgeting and reporting and everything else within our department. And that is the key to a successful FinOps department. That's what I'm talking about, reducing complexity. Remember materiality, right? There's some accounts that they just don't make sense to track because the numbers are so small, and the upside really is tiny when it comes to tracking it and making any types of improvements. So look at your accounts, see what you can reduce. But then in addition, look broadly across the company. Do you have technology that overlaps other technology? Is there some technology that is just a waste, right? You could reduce subscription cost and reduce technology costs, because that can really add up. But also, are some of your processes antiquated where you're relying heavily on paper? If you can reduce paper and you can streamline things, digitize things, put things in the cloud, make it very, very easy and very simple for everybody to follow the process, you can save a lot of money, increase throughput, but best of all, free up time of your talent so they can focus on innovation and delivering better experiences and products and services to the end user. So that's really the value there. Focusing on operational improvements is really, really critical, and the CFO and financial leader are perfectly positioned to do that. The last thing is managing market dynamics. So right now we're dealing with inflation, there's shortages in the labor market, there's all these other cost pressures that are occurring, and there's just so many things going on in the world. Just like always, this isn't anything unique to our time. There's always these issues that are popping up, but CFOs need to really understand the market dynamics and then help their company to respond and be more proactive. This is where data analytics come in. If you're tracking macroeconomic indicators, by the way, if you need access to macroeconomic indicators, go to byfiq.com, that's our website. Sign up for a free membership and you'll get access to our economic indicators. I put these economic indicators in a trailing 12 months format instead of month over month, so you can see like building permits, consumer confidence, inflation and employment, all these other trends that'll be really helpful from a macro perspective for your business. So check that out. Beyond the macro trends, you can leverage data within your company to understand how pricing is going, your cost structure, and other areas for improvement. So like I said earlier, going back to point one, if you are so caught up in the transactional and compliance side of FinOps, you're not going to have time to do this. And look, while you're so focused over here on the transactional and compliance stuff, you're bleeding money on the other side of the business. That's why CFOs need to be more strategic. They need to free up their time, reduce complexity, eliminate the bottlenecks so they can focus on the most essential things. Remember, there's good, better, and best. And just because something's good doesn't mean you should do it. You should be focusing on the very best things this year and into the future. Otherwise, you'll never get to where you need to be. So let me summarize those 5 things again. But before I do, if you're getting value out of this video, hit that like button for me and make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get updated every time I drop a new video. Also, if you want to become a strategic financial leader and you really want to up your game, I have a great program called the Strategic Financial Leadership Certification Program. You can learn more about this at byfiq.com. This is where I help CFOs and financial leaders amp up their game to accelerate in their careers by becoming strategic financial leaders that are more focused on the value creating activities of their business. Okay, so here's a real quick recap of the things that we talked about. Number one, you have to transform from a compliance, transactional, accounting person to a strategic financial leader. That's number one. Number two, you need to play a bigger role in the talent management strategy of your business. Number three, strategy management. This could be an area where you drive tremendous value for your organization. You could adopt the tools to track strategy, to track initiatives, actions, and results, implement the software to make sure your company is executing and they're actually creating and driving impact with their strategy. Number four, invest in operational efficiencies. Make sure that your company is being effective and it's leveraging its resources to the best of its ability. That's really critical. And then number five, managing market dynamics, including pricing, inflation, reacting to cost controls, and other things that are happening in your marketplace and industry. If you focus on these 5 things here and now and into the future, you are going to develop a FinOps function within your business that is highly efficient and that is focused on driving value through the right activities. And as a CFO or financial leader, you will be rewarded richly because you will accelerate in your career because you're driving greater value for the rest of your peers, and you'll be looked at as that strategic partner that people want to come to. And that's a great place for you to be in. So I hope you got some value out of this video. Once again, if you did, hit that like button, leave some comments for me. I would love to hear your feedback and what topics I should be focusing on in the future. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you get updated every time I drop a new video. And if you're not a member of the Boosting Your Financial IQ community, go to BYFIQ, which stands for boostingyourfinancialiq.com, and that is where you can join for free. All right, thanks for joining me. Become that strategic financial leader. Keep pushing the FinOps department to become more and more effective every single day, and you'll be richly rewarded. Take care.